Hi, my name is Stacey Long, and today I am going to do a how-to speech on how to bake chocolate chip cookies, homemade chocolate chip cookies, that is. A lot of people don't take on the task of baking homemade goods because they think it's hard. Yet it's very simple and very easy if you follow a few little steps. I'll give you a few little steps prior to you starting, because these are the little key things that'll help you to achieve a nice, soft, moist cookie. First of all, as they say, soften your butter. That means bring your butter to room temperature. Also, your eggs as well, because those cold ingredients don't mix well when you're trying to bake them. Okay, so first of all, what you're going to need is butter, sugar, salt, flour, vanilla extract, and that's pure vanilla extract, baking powder, chocolate chips, and an egg or 2 eggs, depending on what your recipe requires. Okay, so then you need 2 bowls. In the first bowl, you're gonna mix together the butter and sugar, and you're gonna do something what they call creaming the butter and sugar together. That means that you're gonna beat the butter and sugar until it becomes really fluffy and light. And a lot of times you can do that for about 2 or 3 minutes in your blender, and it'll soften up. I use a KitchenAid, so it's a little simpler for me. So I leave it in about 3 minutes, and while that's in there creaming together, I get my other ingredients together, which is the flour. I use a sifter. You sift together the flour, the salt, the baking powder, or baking soda, whichever one you're using, and you incorporate them it's mixing them together as you sift them. I also use a little trick, and I use vanilla pudding in my cookies. I use a half a pack of vanilla pudding, instant pudding, and it makes everything moist and delicious. Okay, so your butter and sugar should be finished creaming. That's when you're going to add in, first you're going to add in your eggs. You do your eggs one at a time. Make sure they're incorporated really well. And you can still beat that on high temperature. Oh yeah, and another thing, when you putting your flour and stuff in, you bring your beater speed all the way down to very, very slow, because you just want to incorporate the flour. You don't want to beat that in, because it'll make your cookies real thick and nasty. Well, they'll call dense. Okay, so after you cream your butter, you put your butter and sugar together. You added your eggs. You put in your vanilla extract. And then, like I said, you're going to add in your flour. You do it in 3 increments. You do a third of the bowl, a third of the bowl, and then a third of the bowl of flour until it's all mixed in together. After you have all that mixed in together, what you're going to do is take that bowl that you have your all your ingredients in, put it in the refrigerator. Let it sit in the refrigerator for 30 minutes to let your dough, your batter comes together and make kind of like a dough for your cookies. Okay, and while that's happening, preheat your oven to about 325, and you're going to bake your cookies for 8 to 10 minutes. It's pretty much more on the 10-minute side. So we're going to rehash. The things to make your cookies good is, first of all, having your eggs, butter, and if you have dairy, bring that to room temperature before you even incorporate it into making your batter. Secondly, preheating your oven is very important. And lastly, measure all of your ingredients to the T, and you will have a perfect batter. Oh, I forgot to tell you one important thing about your batter before you put it in the refrigerator. Don't forget your chocolate chips. Add those chocolate chips in. You pour them in a bowl and just blend those in with your hand with the spatula. Then after finish that, scoop them, put them on a parchment paper on a baking sheet, put them in the oven, cook them for 10 minutes, and enjoy your cookies, because you're gonna love them. Thank you.